Greetings, Guardians. Welcome back. Alright, so welcome back to the helm, or the tower, whatever you want to call my channel, doesn't matter. So, Bungie finally gave us one of the greatest Twabs I've ever seen. First things first, this Twab is going to cover the PvP Strike Team. Exotic class items for Overthrow Drop Tuning Update, a new attunement option for Brave Arsenal weapons, Destiny art shows, Bungie Foundation tournament final live stream, Bungie rewards, and we get Captain Jacob's pins for the rewards. I actually think I might buy that. Not gonna lie, pretty hyped about it. We also have our favorite build of the week and final shape cinematic bloopers. So let's get into it. And the background gameplay is the Grandmaster Nightfall for those of you who are trying to complete the Nightfall. I'll have a guide up on that later today. Same video, just going through kind of like the strats we used and stuff like that, but let's get into it. Anyways, State of Crucible. Hello everyone. It's the PvP Strike Team here with our pre-8.05 check-in. We have a bunch of stuff we want to talk about today, but if you are short on time, we just want the high-level bullets here. Quick summary of the changes we'll be converting today. Changes incoming in the August 8.05 update. General Crucible 6v6 map weighting. Increase weighting of popular maps. Decrease weighting of unpopular options. Improve lobby balancing. Move to our second variant of Snake Draft with improved systems for dealing with fire teams. Update quitter system. This system should be more lenient for players who rarely quit or get disconnected, but much more restrictive for habits of or habitual quitters, as they put it. Sandbox PvP balance. We have nerfs to Threaded Spectre and Swarm Grenade. Trials of Osiris, passage of persistent update for trios, while in a three-person fire team. Losses will not remove win from this passage. Huh. So it means now it's going to be good to run with a three-man team with persistence passage in August. I believe the persistent one is the one that locks in your wins, so I guess it's just a way to guarantee you getting the flawless. I don't know. Hopefully more on that in August. Competitive clash. Reduce the score to win to bring match time closer with our 8-minute target. Collision. Improve spawn logic. Oh my god. Finally, the prayers have been answered after the 2-week struggle of Iron Banner. Temporary moving tribute for additional improvements. Looking to address things like semi-random bank locations and kills not providing points. Want to keep reading and get into the weeds? Let's roll. Ha, I see what you guys did there. Alright, General Crucible. We want to start with a general state of Crucible discussion and a recap, some changes we have made separately from the playlist in the last few months that you may have missed, and we talk about where we're going from here. Over the past few months, we made several updates to Crucible with improvements to rewards and quality of life on all maps. Increase the base end of match rewards, including more glimmer and higher chances for enhancement cores and Crucible Ingrams. We have also doubled reward boosters for PvP. Nice. Spawning zones and heavy ammo location quality of life on all maps. This introduced removing all backfill spawn from the Citadel, Cathedral of Dusk, Disjunction, and the conversions for non-rift modes, which allows the map to play 30 to 50% smaller than before. Map weighting. We have heard your request for map weighting in our 6v6 playlist. Generally, we want to keep these maps as evenly weighted as possible to ensure that you get to play on a variety of maps, and we want to avoid removing maps from the rotation whenever possible. However, we do acknowledge that players still feel playing on unpopular maps more often. As such, in 8.05, we are making changes to increase map weighting for Javelin 4, Burnout, Endless Veil, Crusading Plaza, Dissidents, and Event-Tide Ruins. Reduce weights for Disjunction, Cathedral of Dusk, Convergence, Twilight Gap, and Exodus Blue. Dead Cliffs is currently the only map in control. Hang on a minute. Dead Cliffs is currently the only map not in control, as we are reworking the spawns and zone locations, but we hope to have it back soon. All other maps will have standard weighting. Also coming in 8.05, a couple of substantial changes. Map tweaking. Let's see here. We're making 2 problematic systems that we hope will generally improve the Crucible experiences. Lobby balancing. Now, this is a very important one for people who are on the lower end of skill, who end up getting absolutely clapped in Crucible, so this is going to be a very, very good change. Lobby balancing has proven to be an extraordinarily difficult puzzle to solve. Since Season 23 launch, we have experimented with multiple different types of lobby balancing system, including random average skill and a variant of snake draft. While each of the 3 solution has its own positive, none of them have done much to reduce the volume of feedback we get in lobby balancing. Can make it feel unfair. Yes, it does. It makes it feel very unfair. Random lobby balancing generates poor quality matches more than any other method. Snake draft works well for solo games, but does not handle fire teams well. Average skill works best for fire teams, but can lead to frustrating team compositions. We have built a new variant of snake draft that should handle fire teams better, and we're rolling it out in 8.05. We continue to look for the feedback for an optimal solution on lobby balancing. Our internal tests have been quite promising, but we do not believe we are done iterating on the lobby balancing either. It's an ongoing battle to ride the line between pure fairness in terms of outcomes and making sure that each player in the game has someone on the team that can complete with head-to-head. We will continue to monitor the results of these changes. We also plan to share a deep dive into how we approach lobby balancing in the future. Article. Whoopie-doo-dah. Next is quitters. So, on the second major topic, titles, and that ties in a lot with the above, because quitters can throw a whole wrench into any lobby balancing equation. As it stands, currently quitting has become something of an epidemic, especially in the modes like Control and Iron Banner, but it is even negatively affecting Trials and Competitive. Yes, it is. Yes, 100% it is. In our 6v6 playlist, we have seen uptick in quitting across the board over the last several months, stemming in large parts from higher skill players who find themselves joining and then quitting to search for easier matches. The problems with this are twofold. If they are one of the higher skilled players on their team and the lobby has been balanced around their presence, when they leave, it puts their team at a significant disadvantage. It focuses us to try to pull a player to join in progress, as unlikely we could find a player who matches the same skill profile, which means when a player joins a game that has already started, they're also at a disadvantage. If there was an isolated incident, it would be one thing, but unfortunately the number of players who are habitual quitters leave more than 30% of their total games, which causes a serious negative impact on the remaining players in game. Limitation of our current quitter penalty is that we not make it too hard to segregate, because we want to avoid punishing players who experience random error codes. So basically what they're saying is they want to avoid people who experience random error codes or who need to leave occasionally for a valid reason. How the hell do they know the reason? No idea. So, to keep those players in mind, while also being addressing the quitter issue. We have completed a rebuild of the quitter penalty. If you play a long string of games without quitting, the game will place you in a good standing and be lenient if you occasionally get disconnected or must leave the game. However, if you have a habitual quit in high percentage of your games, you will be placed into a probationary status, and if you continue to leave games, it will result in escalating timeouts from Crucible for every match left. For normal players, this should result in less frustrating instances of being booted from a match and getting timed out, but high volume quitters will find the system far less forgiving. The initial values of good standing and probationary status also tunable, so we find to be strict or too lenient. We can quickly adjust to smooth out the experience. Abilities! In 8.05 we'll be changing two Prismatic Hunter abilities addressed by community feedback for the Prismatic and the Crucible. The goal is to change to reduce the frustration around playing against Prismatic Hunters without negatively infecting their PvE content. Here are the changes. Reduce aim assist through the strength. Reduce the aim assist strength on Threaded Spectre by 50%. What does that even mean? Threaded Spectre has aim assist? Players added a short delay before the aim assist takes effect. Reduce Threaded Spectre detonation damage versus player by 45%. That's a huge nerf. Reduce the distance the swarm grenade sub-munition projectiles can travel by tracking target by 20%. That is huge. That's a big one. That's a big nerf. We'll continue to monitor the Crucible feedback and data through the release, and we'll make additional adjustments if necessary. Check back next week for more in-depth look at weapon and armor changes coming in 8.05. So we also have another update here for PvPs. This is just a major PvP update, but we're getting into the end of it. So, special ammo economy. Back in May, we discussed changes we are making to special special ammo economy in PvP and detailed the new system, referred to as the blended system, that we are going to be moving forward with. In this system, you receive 1 kill's worth of special ammo on spawn, 1 kill's worth from crates, and primary weapon final blows drop a brick with 1 kill's worth. The blended system has now been out in most modes, and we wanted to detail its performing compared to previous system. Ammo type respawn originally. Percentage of percentage of kills by special weapons. Originally it was 24.3%. Shotgun kills were 47%. Fusion and sniper rifles 43%. Other kinds of special kills 10%. Low to high skill data times 2. Metered. 2 kills per pull. 13%. 76% with shotguns. Fusions and snipers are 18%, 6%, and then times 3.5, whatever that means. I don't know these numbers and what the hell they mean, so. Oh, I see. It's kills and then, okay, so picking up the ammo. So, shotguns pretty much rule PvP. That's not a shock there. Alright, let's get the trials. Since Season 21, we've made some subsistent changes to trials, blah, blah, blah. So, here we go. Let's just skip all that crap, mumbo jumbo. Let's just get right into it. Passage updates. Wealth. Rewards extra trials rank on every win. The amount of rewards increased as player major ranks increases. Persistence. Losses following a win remove the win from the player card. Consecutive losses do not add additional wins. So they don't. That's still the same. Getting 7 wins grants a drop of the weekly adept weapon, regardless of how many losses the player has. Curiosity. If player hasn't been flawless this week, after 3 Losses after 3 wins will reset them back to 3 wins instead of flawing their card. Ferocity. So if you haven't gone flawless this week with Furiosity, losses after 3 wins will reset them back to 3 wins instead of flawing their card. So that basically means, it says it right here, reverts to the old behavior of granting a bonus win for the 3rd win once player goes flawless. So if you're trying to get flawless, that's the card you want to use right there. It does not flaw your card. So that means I can actually become flawless regardless of losing. Okay, perfect. I suck at trials because I'm always in a team that with donuts. So, we also have Mercy. If a player hasn't been flawless this week, 2 losses can be forgiven. Reverts to its old behavior for forgiving a single loss once a player goes flawless. So again, Mercy means if you lose 2 times, you'll be able to get flawless. Still, that's fantastic for players who struggle in that sort of aspect. Rewards. Any win has a 50% to drop the non-adept weekly weapon. Once you have been flawless and are playing on a 7-win card, you can also have the 50% drop of the adept version of the weekly weapons. That is phenomenal too. Finally, PvP is going to be worth playing. Holy shit. When playing as a trio for games, completions does not have to be a win. You get an additional 50% chance to drop a non-adept weapon weekly weapon, a 50% chance at a Trials Engram, and bonus reputation. This now gets bonus rewards including Trials Armor, Enhancement Cores, Trials Weapons, Enhancement Prisms, based on how many wins you have before the card became flawed. The above changes have kept players in a healthier state than it has in the past. In particular, the Passage of Persistent changes combined with trio rewards have had a noticeable effect, increasing the percentage of trios played by 30% and providing a smaller influx of more casual players. Still, we believe there's room for improvement, and we want to strongly encourage playing with friends. The Passage of Persistence. When you play as a trio, we have updated the Passage of Persistence so that losses will no longer remove wins. This means when you play Trials with a full fire team on Passage of Persistence, you will only need 7 wins total. You will receive a drop for the weekly adept weapon. Quitting the matches will result in having a win subtracted. You must complete the match for it to forgive the loss. That means me and my shitter 3v3s have a chance to get the flawless weapon, maybe. Yeah! Woohoo! We still want to make more changes to Trials rewards for more kind. Let's restart that. We still want to make Trials more rewarding for more kinds of players, but we have more details later. In the long term, we are looking to bring more players into Trials by offering an alternative 3v3 experience that's more like Iron Banner in terms of loot chests not being mostly reluctant on wins. We also want to make the challenger pool less of an all or nothing experience. We can lean on what we've started with the flawed card rewards, farthering reward streak. Dude, this is going to be fantastic. Alright, competitive. Move to rank-based matchmaking system. So if you're in a lower tier, you're going to be placing with people against them, and so on and so forth. Updated the way points are rewarded, and penalizing. Points are rewarded and penalized following wins and losses. We have clamped the variety of points. You no longer lose extra points if your skill is lower than your rank. How the hell does that make any sense? If your skill is higher than your rank, you get bonus points on wins and reduced penalties on losses. So it pays to be good. Change game modes to Clash and Collision. Added new tiers of weekly rewards. and post-game artifice armor drops, a second tier, blah 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 blah, added competitive focusing weapons, and grant increased drops to exotic weapon catalyst on victories and completions. Playlists. Alright, let's skip the rest of this. Iron Banner, holy shit, this is fucking long. This is just talking about Tribune. Let's see, we've also made changes to matchmaking and reward structures of Iron Banner rewards. Wins now guarantee a drop of a random Iron Banner weapon and a very high chance of an Iron Banner engram. Game completions also offer an improved drop rate for weapons and engrams. Matchmaking. The earlier this year, loose skill-based matchmaking, aka SBMN, was depreciated in favor of the protection system utilized in Control. What the fuck does that even mean? This provides us many of the same benefits without anticipating matchmaking times and connection quality. For more in-depth, I'm not going to read all that. That's way too much. There's another graph here of the fire team size. Basically, they're saying if you're in a solo queue, it's better for you. If you're in a team, it's harder for you. And they're trying to address that. Alright, now we get to the good shit right here. Exotic class item drop tuning updates. The final shape introduced a new exotic class item that can roll... Yeah. Okay, to address, we are currently targeting the following changes for early August. Increased chance for drops when opening overthrow chests. I said this weeks ago that this is how it should have been done from the get-go. You guys should listen to me. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've been doing these types of I've been playing these types of games for over 10 fucking years. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've played a shitload of The Division. I played a shitload of goddamn WoW. I played a lot of different games that have this type of shit in it. You should have fucking listened to me. My friends didn't even listen to me, and I know what the fuck I'm talking about. They said I was crazy. They're like, oh, it could work, but you know what? It does work. So higher tier chests give bigger increase to the drop rates. This should decrease the amount of time it takes on an average to get an exotic class item. But we're watching the feedback and tuning farther if necessary. Reducing chances from unrelated Pale Heart chests and free roam to encourage overthrow participation. Increased chances stored up from overthrow chests apply to lost sectors and co-op missions that take place in the Pale Heart. Additionally, we are adding weekly challenges to Dual Destiny. Players will be able to earn one additional exotic class item when completing this activity per week per character. Holy fuck, that means you get 2! Oh shit, that's big. That's big. We are also aware of player feedback concerning the desire for these exotics to come from more activities outside the Pale Heart. Many thanks to all of you who've been giving feedback, and we'll continue to monitor the changes to go live. Listen, put them in Grandmasters. That's all we want. Put them in the fucking Grandmaster as a chance to get it. The loot pool is so goddamn flooded in there with all the other exotics. The chance of you getting a class item isn't in there highly, but you could still get the chance for it. Just like if you're to put it at Raoul, you can increase it, for example, in order to, decode a class item for 2 exotic engrams, 5 fucking golf balls or whatever. Alright, and Brave Weapon Arsenal tuning is back. Those of you who were trying to get certain weapons can now go get these weapons in the new update coming in August. Players can visit Zavala the Tower for Onslaught attunement menu. These players can select a single Brave Arsenal weapon they'd like to attune, increasing the drop rate by 60%. Oh my god, that's fucking ridiculous. This is an increase from well, it's a 10% difference, but that's still pretty high. There is no cooldown or cost to swap the chosen weapon you've selected at any time. That is awesome. And then we have some rewards, and then if you tune into the Bungie Foundation live stream, you get a little emblem. And then there's the build of the week is Infinite Ignitions with the Dragon's Breath, or whatever the hell it's called. Dawn course, yeah. I knew that was coming. That'll be it for today's video, guys. If you liked it, please leave a like on it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And as always, I hope to see you all in the next video. Hopefully, by the end of August, we'll reach 500 subscribers, as we are on the road to 500 subscribers. But if you guys enjoyed the video, you found it very informative, leave a like on it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. It's free. I would subscribe if I were you, so that way you never miss another Destiny 2 video with your latest and greatest news right here on the channel. Anyways, guys, see you all in the next video. Peace.
Zavala, we did it. The pass is clear.
Excellent work. Perhaps next time the Taken and Lucent Hive will think twice about trying to seize territory here.